Hello and welcome to Dancers Support Mission by Sabine Chalon for Shine Your Light. Today we have a new episode of Dancer to Dancer Words of Wisdom. And the goal of those interviews is to meet the person behind the dancer and share with you all not only the highlights of someone's career, but also the challenges behind the scenes. Truly, my wish is to bring healing into the dance world, dancing to heal, healing to dance, one artist at a time and one personal story at a time. Hopefully, this will uh, allow you to embark or reflect on your own personal healing journey inspired by others' experiences. So, today I am delighted to welcome Vincenzo Capezzuto, my beautiful friend that I met this summer at a summer course. Vincenzo is a full-rounded artist, because he doesn't have only dance in his bag. He has so many more qualities, and I was super impressed by the work you've done this summer with that beautiful piece of Mauro Bigonzetti called Cantata. It was so powerful, and I think you brought something very special to it, to all those kids, and also, the precision of your work, the intensity of your work, both physically and emotionally, was really, really beautiful. So, Vincenzo, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. I know you're a very busy guy, and I'm so happy to have you today on my little show.
Thank you very much, Sabine. I'm so flattered by the beautiful words you said. And yeah, we had a very beautiful adventure in Spain, and you really helped me a lot. So thank you.
Nah, thank you. It
Yeah,
was, it was such a
we did
fun
a
time. It was
we
really
did a
good.
good job. We did a
Yeah,
good job. I think, yeah, we left something good to this guys. I think so. Yeah.
I hope. I hope.
So happy to be here.
So, are you ready to, open your suitcase? No. Uh, like I do with all my guests, what I want to know is, how you started dancing, why you started dancing, how did you get into a professional career? Because it's something to dance for pleasure, and then it's another level to decide that you're going to do that as a career.
Yeah, I was really young. I was about 7 years old. And what, from what my parents always tell me, I was 6 years old guy dancing and singing all the time. I don't know why, but I was doing, just this. And my mom was just freaking out. And she said, probably, probably there's something wrong with this kid. So we have to figure it out what it is. And then actually I was very dynamic kid, and probably I was very physical, and suddenly when I went to the ballet school I just started to relax. So maybe they were my way, they were my path. So my parents were really good in that moment because they didn't have experience about ballet, they didn't know anything. But my father just make a question to himself. He said, what is the best school in that moment in the South Italy? Because I'm from Salerno, it's close to Naples, and it was the San Carlo Opera House in Naples. So what I did an audition. I was 10 years old, and they took me, and I did all the training, the 8 years, and I graduated there. So actually, it was a fantastic journey. I graduated, and I started dancing in the company. I did an audition. So for me, it was clear that was my career, that was my path, that was my life.
From the beginning.
Or
I mean,
from
from
the
10 years
beginning.
old. Yeah.
I think that's something, especially for us dancers, for an artist, I think we already know what we want to do. Actually, maybe sometimes we have to search for the real way. Maybe, I want to be a painter or a singer or an actor, whatever. But you feel that it's something is there. So you just have to find the right way. And for me, it was the right, because the other 50% was singing, which I'm doing now.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that after because this is an
Yeah.
amazing part of your career too. But I mean, let's go on. So you started in the south of Italy and then you got into the San Carlo theater. Is that a theater?
Yeah, it's a theater. Yeah.
And then what? What happened?
Actually, it was very interesting because the director in that moment was Anna Razzi. She was an étoile in La Scala in Milan. She was the, you know, the era of Carla Fracci. So it was an old school, Italian school, but she was very open-minded. So we actually started with Cuban teachers, French teachers, Russian teachers, you know, and we really had a good training. And also for the contemporary, the flamenco, all the, we studied music also. So it was really interesting. And of course, in that period, the theater was full of great artists. Rudolf Nureyev was always there, great dancers, conductors, maître en scène, singers, you know. So for a kid, it's like, wow, try to catch, so inspiring, you know. So I remember this really funny story because the kids, we used to participate of productions, you know, also of operas, you know, they used to choose kids, and I was often chosen by directors, and I was dancing all the time, and I was looking the singers and the conductors. So for me, it was like an inspiration. And during the breaks, I was collecting all the singers and maestros and all the stuff, and I was singing for them. If I think about this, I'm so embarrassed, I was so ashamed, but I was so unconscious. For me, it was so like
Well, you were so eager and natural, right? So you wanted to share that
yes.
with everybody.
I was becoming friends with them because you know me, we talk all the time, and you know, I don't have problems. I'm very southern kid, you know, guy actually. I was kid in that moment, and so they were like impressing, like, what is he doing? And I was singing for them. So it was in that moment that actually they was really interested, like, oh my God, you have a strange and weird and particular voice. You should do that. So from that moment, I said, okay, I will do it later on. So that was a kind of funny story.
Yeah, so but I mean, let's go to the singing now because you know you have this natural voice, very specific, right? Very how do you say, not ordinary, huh?
Yeah.
You should sing something for it. No, I'm just kidding. But like, did you study for that, or it just came? Because it looks like, you know, as a kid you were already singing for everybody.
Yeah. I never studied. I never took classes, actually. It was one of the things that people I was working with when I became a singer, they avoid me to do. Like, don't take singing classes, because for the people of music that discovered me, my voice was naturally on tune. My style was very precise and good for the Baroque music, which was the music that was, you know, starting, I was doing in that moment specifically. Even now I'm doing it. But so there was a kind of technique inside of me that for me, from my point of view, it was coming from dancing.
Right, beautiful.
Like I transferred all my experience as a dancer into a singing.
Wow, and naturally, completely, you know.
Yeah, because you know, voice is a muscle. So the way you stay, the way you act, the way you sing, it's a part of your body, so you can use it. I mean, it's an advantage for us for dancers, you know.
But
We
yet, I mean,
can.
you say that, but for me, using my voice was always a challenge. It was so much easier to dance. You know, this was a muscle probably that was, you know, not developed. It was always a dream of mine to sing, but it's very hard. It's complete different. For me, it's a different kingdom. You know, this.
Yeah, probably there should be a scale, like you should be you should have a good voice, or at least you should have this way. I mean naturally I was always singing, and for me it was natural, and like speaking me kind of trying to coming out. But for sure you need to have a skill, of course, like the way of singing, you have to be on tune, and it was already there actually. And then that's why for me the theater was really important, because you can observe and absorb from people around you. So I was making my own style, my own way of singing, like my own way of dancing. For instance, it was really interesting for me. Maybe we talked about this in Spain. I can't remember. So sometimes I had problems with the, people that was restaging ballets of the repertoire, because for me it was very interesting to be faithful to the essence of the ballet, the choreography, but at the same time, I wanted to express my style, my own personality. So I wouldn't say that I was changing the choreography, but I was trying to personalize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So sometimes people in front of me, they were like, okay, there's something new, there's something different. Wow. Sometimes people say, no, don't do that because it's not the original. You should do that. So for me, that was kind of challenging all the time and fight, because for me, there was no sense to copy the exact repertoire. I mean, for me it was, okay, I do the choreography, but I want to put something of me.
Yeah.
So it's what I do also with singing, I do the Baroque, trying to be, in the style, but in my way, Otherwise, there's no sense for us to express ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
I completely agree with you. And yeah, and that's why it's so nice to work with choreographers who create on you, because they take a lot out of you, they build on you, which is really interesting. I mean, that's the fascinating part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if we come back to your career, so after San Carlo, what did you do?
I went to the English National Ballet, and I did different productions. I spent 1 year in the company. It was actually my first company. Then I came back to the San Carlo, where I did the audition to get into the company, and I joined the company for 3 years and a half. And it was really interesting because that moment gave me the chance to work with Roland Petit, Balanchine, Bournonville, all the repertoire that really wasn't a really good upbringing, as a dancer. So all the ballet repertoire like Sleeping Beauty, Giselle, Coppelia, so it was amazing. And then actually I joined La Scala for some productions, the La Scala Theater, where I did the Cinderella by Nureyev, some production by Nureyev. And then I went to the Julio Bocca, to the Ballet Argentino, Julio Bocca in Argentina for more than 3 years. We met in a gala and he proposed me to join his company. I said, yes, of course. And then I came back again to the San Carlo Opera House, and then I went to the Aterballetto because in San Carlo, in that moment, Mauro Bigonzetti, the choreographer, was staging a production in which I was one of the leading role, and he proposed me to join the company. I said, yes, of course. So I quit definitely the San Carlo, that in the meantime became a cage for me. And then I went to the Aterballetto. There I've been 7 years working with him and Forsythe, Ohad Naharin, Kilian, Italian choreographers, blah, blah, blah. And then I started singing. So I was quitting slowly the career as a dancer.
So how was that transition, which was, you still stayed in your artistic path, but in a different way. So how was it for you to do that?
I was really conscious. I was really sure that I wasn't sure that it was going to work, but I was sure that was the right moment to change. I was bored. I was not stimulated because of, we started so young, and I was 33 years old, actually still young, but bored. Like always the same thing, the bar, the center, the rehearsal. There was nothing, it was sparkly, wasn't there anymore. So right in that moment, there was this proposal of singing. So I said, okay, I want to go for it. I want to try to do it. So I quit the company, and because I started to do both things, but it was really difficult because in the meantime, I was starting singing in really important stages and concert halls. So I really wanted to concentrate my energy on the singing, so the repertoire was really difficult. It was Baroque music, it was traditional music, something I was a frontman, the only singer sometimes. For me, it was really important to face the thing in the right and in the good way. So I quit the company. It was a jump in the dark, but I was sure that something was there. Yet again, I said I want to do it, and thank God it was a good intuition. It went well.
Is it I mean, is it different to dance on stage or to sing on stage? Or is it the same thrill, like before or and after? I mean, I don't know. For you, how it
That's really interesting question, I have to say. And it could sound weird, but for me it's not, because for me the two parts are one thing. So because sometimes we are, we think in categorizing, like I'm a dancer or I'm a singer, I'm this, I'm that. Sometimes you have both things that have the live in the same body or in the same soul. So for me, singing is like dancing, like it's a different way to communicate something, to tell a story. And when I sing, I move all the time and I dance and I use my body, and I still feel this butterfly inside of me, because it's a different kind of modality, but at the same time, you are on stage, you have an audience, they're looking at you, you have music around you, so you have to tell a story. So you use your voice, but at the same time you use a port de bras. You don't think about the port de bras, but it naturally comes out, or you move, or you look the other. So it's a different way of interaction, but it's still interaction. It's an exchange with the audience, and it's really interesting, I would say. So
But I mean, the physicality is very different. I mean, what I enjoyed a lot actually on stage also was the physical part, like this exhaustion almost. I thought it was always fascinating, to finish a show. I wonder if it's the same when you sing.
yeah, I tell you that when I finish a concert, I am sweating a lot, because I move and dance all the time, because I need to feel that kind of feelings that you were telling like 5 seconds ago, because I need to move my body, because it's a part of the game. It's a part of what I'm doing. It's not just going there and say la 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 la. It's just move your body and dancing. Sometimes people, the musicians or the director I'm working with, they say, are you going to have enough breath to go on? Because you're dancing a lot. Because I move, and I have to, sometimes when I have what I am on stage with other singers, I have to behave like I don't have to move a lot, because they cannot move. They don't get used to it. So I have to control myself. Say, don't move a lot, don't move a lot, don't move a lot. For instance, I never use the scores.
Mm-hmm.
I learn by heart, because I want to throw it away and can move and can, dance in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, I really, if anybody is interested, please go on YouTube to see Vincenzo's. You have a
Oh,
channel, right? Vincenzo Capezzuto, or you can have him also on Spotify, and it's very beautiful music, and I mean, it's a true artist. I love your singing too. I love
thank you very much.
as a
And
dancer.
said by you, it's a good compliment. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I mean, check it out. I'll put it anyway in the description so everybody can, check it out. So,
Good.
but could you tell us what was your biggest challenge as a dancer?
My biggest challenge, actually, I have to say, I had to struggle a little bit as a partner. Like, I wasn't that. I hadn't so much force in my arms. So for the lift, I had to work hard. Um, I wasn't a very good partner, I would say. I was good when I was working hard to doing it, but I was more like a soloistic and virtuoso. I mean, I was very technique. I really, all the balancing stuff and all the difficulties of jumps and pirouettes, and that was really easy for me and really fun. But for partnering, it was kind of struggle,
Okay.
and but I have to work for it.
And what
For
about,
instance,
sorry, Okay, go ahead.
No. For instance, I remember when we met for the first time, I was watching videos of you on YouTube, and I saw your beautiful solo of the Bluebird, and it was so beautiful. At the same time, it was so hard. I remember when I was dancing it was so hard, the partnering of this, because it's
Well, it
really
is a
fast.
very difficult pas de deux. It's not an easy one. Yeah.
And I remember that often they used to put me with the principal dancer of the San Carlo. At the moment, was a tall girl. I'm actually on the point shoes. She was taller than me. So it was a double of the struggling. So for me, it was really hard. But when I got it, I said, wow, it's a part of the game, you know. But yeah.
But what would you say? I mean, that's so I understand that part, but was there anything like maybe mentally or emotionally that was challenging during, as a student or even within, during your career as a dancer? What would you say was the hardest thing to manage?
Physically, I didn't have so much problem, I would say, and about psychologically, no, I didn't have so much. Also because my mentor, my director, Anna Razzi, at the moment, as I say, she was really open-minded. And also, okay, about the sexuality, that a teenager is facing in that moment, it was really, apparently it was a delicate moment, but actually, probably she was really taking care of us in the moment. So one day I remember she called me, and I went to her office, and she really opened herself, and she said, be what you are, don't be afraid of it, just try to be honest, and whatever it will be fine, and that speech for me was really important, because I could face my sexuality during my that period was easier, and so I could face also this. And I wouldn't say there was no, it was quite easy, I have to say. I didn't have so much problem. I was actually helping my fellows, my friends of the course, actually.
I can very well imagine that because I think your drive is so strong, even without you noticing it. It's like you have a flame from inside, right? And this flame drives.
Yeah.
And I can recognize that because there was no question. It's not like whether I want to dance because I have to dance. That's it, you know. There's no
Yeah.
other way. And when you have that, it makes it much easier to just tackle anything because really nothing is
Yeah.
really important except that you want to dance and that you're going to dance.
Yeah, and more. I would say, now we're talking about this, I remember there was a moment in which I was a little bit like everything was too easy for me, and I got to a moment where I was having a strange attitude, like whatever, like a little bit like I don't care. It comes out easily, and I wasn't working like I should. And also there, my director and my teachers called me and said, "This doesn't work. Okay, you can do it things easily, but that's not a good attitude for a professional dancer or the professional dancer you're becoming or you want to be. So you really have to work hard. You have to be respectful." So I was losing that because for me, in the moment, it was kind of boring because I was doing everything. I was right-handed, left-handed, pirouette, touralette. So for me, it was boring.
Yeah, you're
So
super coordinated. I mean, when you look at you, it's like, wow, it's
yeah, but
so organic.
so in my perspective was boring, but from the other point of view, from the other perspective of my teachers was unrespectful. So there was I had to struggle with this, like, okay, I'm getting bored, okay, so I have to try to do better and even better and even better. So for me it was the opposite, but also this is a struggle, I have to
This
say,
is a
but
challenge. You have to get bored because I see a lot of kids getting bored, and it's hard
yeah.
to, motivate yourself and go beyond that to get into, the details and all this work that is actually so important, to dance in a
Yeah,
powerful way.
but I also, I was also very helpful for my friends, I would say, because we know very well that in the ballet world sometimes girls have problems with the food. or they could have serious problems, or they do 7 years and then the last year they ciao, bye bye, no, you're not good anymore. So that could be really problematic. So I was really helpful for my friends, like in terms of be strong, I'm with you, you can do it, like encouraging them. So I would say that was really a good thing for me, helping other friends that really needed. There was also in the ballet company. I remember I was when, for example, I have this memory of Ma Pavlova, this production of Roland Petit, and I used to do the leading role, and I was opening the ballet, and when he came to see the rehearsal, he was the director of the company. The mom was Elisabetta Terabust. Mm-hmm. So there was oh my God, everybody was so crazy because he wasn't in a good mood in the moments. And I was opening the rehearsals, everything. I was in charge of everything, like all the expectation on me because voices would say that Roland Petit could be really, if he's not in good mood, he could be really, yeah. Did you work with him?
No, but my first boyfriend was in his company, so
okay.
I've seen a lot of, yeah.
So I remember the rehearsal, he was like this, don't say anything. And I was opening the rehearsal for 15 minutes. And I remember I said, oh my God, I'm going to do it like in the good way, smiling, blah. So I remember all the corps de ballet watching me like, don't help me at all. I was feel this anxiety. But in the end, he was smiling and he made an applause to me. So everything was okay. So that was really helpful for, encouraging the others, like to say, we can do it. I mean, sometimes it's just about perceptions. It's not the truth.
And daring too, standing in your own power because you've learned the step, you've done all the work. So, go for it.
Yeah, what to be scared of? He's Roland Petit, of course, it, but it's a person, it's a human being, and you want to be impressed by something, so
but it was also different times, I tell you. Now it wouldn't happen that way so much, but it was a bit different.
Yeah, probably you know better than me because you teach.
I'm even older than you.
No, but you have more experience in terms also of teaching, and so you know better than me. So I can agree. I agree with you. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So we've just gone through 2 very weird years. So could you tell us what COVID did to you or brought to you or, allowed you to do? I mean, it's so different for everybody. For some people, it was heaven to stop. For others, it was hell, So I just want to know how you experienced that time of your life because we all had it, right? So
yeah, I have this memory of something so fast, like incredibly, like you wake up in the morning, you say, okay, you cannot get out of the house. You have to do something to survive. So I remember the feelings of do something to survive. So I was really fast in reaction, and I really was very busy in being busy. Like I have to do everything I can in my house to be on shape, singing, rehearsing, cooking, whatever. It was something for me to react. The good thing is that I prepared all the things that I had to sing later on. So when everything was finished, I was very, very ready.
Super prepared.
Super prepared, so all the things that was canceled on the concert, more than 14 concert, probably there was the hope that I was doing again. I was, there was the chance to do it after this lockdown that nobody knew when it was going to end. But I was very prepared, and I started a new relationship and contact with my followers and friends and fans, like making live direct as you did now. And I was making kind of shows for them, concerts of 1 hour, improvising, putting the vocal backtracks, and asking my friends to play guitars or making music for me, so I could relate on a lot of fans. I could actually, with some of them, I became a very good friend. So, and to really get into their lives, and sometimes to solve their problems, like to be with them, singing for them, and entertain them. So that was really a very big, important part of my lockdown or COVID, I would say. And now I can see the result of that. So I can see people that come to my concert and afterwards take a beer, get a beer with them, have a chat, so because they became friends.
Oh,
So
nice. So it gave you time to connect with those people basically, and also to
yeah,
do the work that you wouldn't have had so much time. So it was positive for you in the end.
to a certain extent, it was positive. Actually, it's about this, but this exchange, you can imagine that for the 2 first months, I was making a live direct each day for 2 months or 1 hour.
Singing.
So singing for them.
Wow.
So it was for both sides was a good thing for me because I had kind of a compromise. Oh my God, I have to sing. So I have to prepare. I have to make new repertoire. I have to sing this. I have to warm up my voice. So it was a goal,
Right.
So in my perspective was kind of adrenaline, something that like a performance. And for them it was a moment of entertainment, in the very hard moments, maybe, or in the day that you are closed in your house, that you
And a
don't have.
connection too, because it was a live
Yeah.
connection. Yeah, which is important.
So, and afterwards, they was writing me like, "Oh my gosh, I like very much this song. What is it about?" So we were interacting, and it was really good, I would say. Yeah.
Nice. Could you tell me what was your most important moment on stage as a dancer and the one as a singer so far?
Wow, that's a tough question. Wow. Let's see. I don't remember. As a dancer, I had many. Uh, probably one of those. I have many. I have to say, I have plenty of memories. But one of those is when I was with Julio Bocca, and he was dancing the Donizetti variations by Balanchine.
Mhm.
I was his cover. I was replacing him, but actually, of course, he was in a good shape and nothing. I would say I would do the corps de ballet, behind him. But suddenly one day he was sick, but we knew it like 4 hours before. He couldn't cancel the ballet, so I had to replace him. Did not rehearse. It was very difficult. It was so hard. It was a big theater in Argentina, and I remember I was in my room. I said, "Can I manage it? I don't know." But at the same time, it was so sparkling. So my gosh, I should do it. I want to try it. I would say I never rehearse with his partner. We never, and as I told you, I was not a good partner. But I would say that performance was one of my best. I don't know why.
Well, it's adrenaline, something carries you
It
somehow.
was a miracle.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. So
That,
did you dance it
yeah.
again afterwards or not?
What?
Did you dance it again afterwards? Yeah, of
Because
course.
he was sick, and at the same time he had the problem. He was injured, something to his ankle. I don't know. So we did this tour, and actually, you know, each time I was doing it, it's becoming worse and worse. I mean, the first performance was the best.
I know
Like,
this feeling too. This is crazy. Because you're like, you carried the first. The premiere is like, it's like it comes from heaven and then it's work.
yes, I remember so vividly the feeling that this is something, I cannot lose anything. I'm just have to, it's everybody knows that I'm going to replace him. I didn't rehearse. So what I can do is just give my best and do what I want, what I can actually.
This is so
And
important what you're saying, and I want to really outline it. You have nothing to lose. And if we could all dance like this all the time, you have nothing to lose. But it's really difficult, right? Because once you've reached a certain level, you have everything to lose every time you go on stage because people expect things from you. But as you say, in those moments, nobody expect, they just expect you to do your best so that you can save the show. And it's quite amazing. It has to do with fear, and how you hold yourself back once you have expectations upon you. It's beautiful. Great story. Thank you so much for sharing that.
And the more I grow and the more I become wiser, I would say, my philosophy now, sometimes I speak with my also fellows and my friends, and I say, for me, when I go on stage to sing or to perform, I always say to myself, maybe this could be the last one. You don't know what's going on, what's life is gonna, So for me, from the first note to the last one is just going for it the best I can and enjoying it, because maybe could be the last one. I don't know.
That's beautiful.
So
I mean, we should frame this. I'm going to write it down in the comments. So this part is very important. Just dance like it's the last. You think maybe it could be your last time, or sing like it could be your last moment on stage. So what was your best moment singing, or most memorable, or another story?
Well, actually, one of the maybe more exciting. There was no another memorable about dancing. Sorry, and I remember now was I was doing the Persephone I was with the it was an opera, but I was dancing a choreography by Eric Vuan. We were kind of three leading roles, and we were in Greece in Epidauro Theater. I don't know if you have never been. Have you ever been there? It's a Greek amphitheater, very big, and I remember this moonlight and the stars, and we were doing mythologic Persephone with Isabella Rossellini and Gérard Depardieu.
Wow.
Yes, it was a big production there and was sold out. And, I have goosebumps now. It was, wow, really something I would never forget in my life because of the energy. Because you're doing, mythologic, character in that Greek theater, in that mood. It was amazing. As a singer, I would say when I sang for the first time in the Carnegie Hall,
wow,
that was really like I would never forget. It was really wow. Yeah. Nice. And probably one of my first recording with great Baroque singers, and I was so wow, for me it was a dream. So maybe also this. Yeah.
So nice. Seems like you also bring that into everything you do, this wow, and this is what we need, a lot of wow in everything we try to do, because it's becoming so, it can become so flat, ballet and everything, because there's no wow, and we want more wow. I think this is what I want to see.
This is very important, Sabine, what you said. If we just think that we're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
When a person can do what he wants to do in life, whatever, either if it's a ballet or, plumber, whatever, if you really want to do it, you have to feel very lucky and blessed. But at the same time, you have to find stimulation. You have to be stimulated by something, to be creative, to look something new, something different, very open-minded. So that makes you grow and makes you feel, makes you live. Yeah, what?
Alive.
Absolutely.
That's the word I would put on you, alive, it's full of life. And that's what I love so much about
it. That's important. That's important. And I know you have the same, you think the same, because I could see you giving class to the guys and changing all the time, and the music, and to find something new all the time. Because to be sometimes a ballet teacher could be boring if you do always the same things,
Absolutely.
Because so to be creative, to find the music, the way you express things, and when you see your students growing, getting better, and improving, you feel, wow, I'm doing well, so it's rewarding.
Yeah, it is very rewarding.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so to wrap this up, I would like you to you know, if you could give one advice to a young dancer that is starting their career, or a young singer, why not? But you know, let's stick to the dancers. What would that be? One single advice.
Uh, Maybe I would say that think that every rejection that you're gonna have, it's a yes. Like whatever you're gonna be rejected, it's still more, I have to do it. So that's the really pushing thing that you really have to be careful about it, because it's really easy to be rejected and say, oh no, I'm not able to do that. That's wrong. Whatever they're going to reject you, the more you stand up and go forward and go for it, if you really want to do it.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say be conscious, be sure that what you want to do, you really want to do it, and then for each rejection, stand up and go for it. And it's because they're going to help you to become something bigger and bigger. Okay, so maybe this one, I don't know if it's going to be helpful, but I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's like,
that's super helpful, because so many people get so, you know, you cannot be, if this is what, if it's in your blood, where you have to go through rejections and every obstacle that come your way. Otherwise, it's, you don't really want it, you know.
yeah, because now we are living in this moment where everything is easy, it's fast, you know, success. You go on Instagram, you have billion of followers and you become famous, and then suddenly everything disappear and you know, get depressed. So the thing is, you can really earn having your success because you deserve it and you work for it. So, and the compromise is that sometimes you can be rejected. Sometimes people don't like what you do, but maybe because maybe you didn't find the right way to express what you want to say.
Or maybe
So,
you're in the wrong place, you know, very
or
often.
maybe you're in the wrong place. So really be aware and awake of what's going on, not in another, not in the metaverso world.
Okay, well, Vincenzo, thank you so much. This was a
Sabine,
beautiful interview. So much life coming out of this screen. Thank you so much.
thank you for having me. I hope to see you soon, very soon.
Yes, we will. And I really recommend everybody to go and check his voice out, because it's pretty special. So I will put everything in the description so everybody can have the chance to
Thank
experience
you.
his beautiful voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sabine. Thank you.